Yeah, all right. All right, there we go. So, welcome you guys to a special episode of In Tune with T Mill. I'm here with Minister Fred and Miss JQ Ellis. You guys have seen them all around, and this coming up in a few weeks, October the 20th at Mae Jemison Theater, October the 20th at 5 p.m. There's a very special event, an open dialogue, a conversation that we all need to have with ourselves, with our family, with our friends, with our neighbors. And that conversation is about what?
Love, sex, and choices.
Ooh, now y'all tuned in. All right,
It's
so
crucial.
talking about love, sex, and choices. Now, why those three?
Well, here's the deal. In the 21st century, those are three powerful statements, powerful issues that are affecting every aspect of life. So whether it's relationships, or whether you're talking about friendships, if you're talking about making decisions in life, it's all about making wise and positive and good choices. But it starts sometime with how we interact with each other.
Absolutely. And if Fred sounds like he lost his voice, he's been on tour all weekend. So just have to,
We'll turn
the
up.
choices he's made about, getting out
Yeah,
and touring the world.
True that. We was on something for real.
But love, sex, and choices. Now, I had to imagine that this is going to be at the Mae Jemison Theater.
Correct.
So are students invited?
Yes.
Or is the age limit, anything
Oh,
like that?
it's open to all ages. We're looking at usually the teenagers and older, as young as 13. But we suggest that you would have a conversation if it's your child, if it's your youth group, letting them know we're gonna deal with some issues because our kids are going through it just like our teens, just like our millennials, like our regular adults and our seasoned adults. Yes.
And it's important to have these conversations. And I imagine every parent has the intention on having this conversation or may has had the conversation with someone. But sometimes having that open dialogue amongst other minds, amongst other, your elders, people in the community, and then people that can speak to it professionally and from experiences, and also for just different benefits. So you're also having speakers, I understand, come to this event. And one of the speakers we have with us, Miss JQ. JQ, why is this event important to you to get out and speak and have that conversation with the teenagers, the adults, and just people of all different ethnicities?
I feel like life is about choices. It is about love. It is about sex. It is about relationships. And so when we come to the platform, all of the speakers, we're talking about different aspects of how all those integrate together. And the main thing about them is choices. Life is about, again, choices. It's about making choices when it concerns love, sex, relationships, people, money, all kinds of things. But sometimes we don't always understand the importance or the significance of how to make choices based on circumstances, how to make choices based on, consequences. And so we want to bring this platform so that the millennials, not just millennials, but everybody can understand the importance of making choices and making those choices based on love, based on the consequences of sex, based on our beliefs, based on the systems of righteous, based on right and wrong. And so I think it's going to be a great conference. I'm really excited about speaking about, sharing a little bit of my story and my testimony as well about making choices in life and, the consequences of those choices, but also how to change the trajectory of whatever you may be going through or whatever situation you're in by learning how to make choices.
And I want to chime in too, Tim. The backstory behind is even having this conference is that it was just, I think I had probably 50 to 60 people, whether it was couples, whether it was an adult or a pastor, whether it was someone hitting us up from the radio show saying, hey, can you come and talk to my child about this? Hey, what do you suggest we do? This is a situation. Or if there was some situation where there was abuse violation, how do you move past or deal with and then move past your sexual history, sexual past, and things of that nature? And so At some point, you just have to say, okay, we need to bring these great minds together. You know, it was like, and you know how it used to be the African American think tank?
Yeah.
They had the think tank when they deal with educational systems.
Yep.
Well, this is going to be an amazing think tank, and it's going to be an open dialogue. You'll be able to text your questions throughout. And at the end of the program, we're going to have an amazing time where those questions will be answered.
Right,
And
so
we'll
it'll be
have
anonymous
resources,
and-
correct.
yeah.
So, you know, if it's personal, then let it be personal. But that if it's personal for you, then probably someone else in the audience has either experienced it or had a question about it.
And that's all it takes. You know, by someone asking or being, you know, that bold to ask a question or just unafraid, it opens up someone else to feel okay to come out and ask a question, or it makes them
Correct.
feel a little more comfortable. You know, this person asked it first, so
yeah.
okay, I can go ahead and ask.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, now this is also inviting and open to different sexual identities.
Everybody.
People that
Everybody.
identify different for
Everybody.
whatever reason. And so I think that's also important, where people can feel like it's a safe place where they're not judged or looked upon, or again, by being anonymous, asking questions and so on and so forth. Nobody has to know exactly what their question is or what their identity is. It's
Correct.
you know, up to them if they do that. But I want both of you to think of a time where, you know, someone made an impact or helped you make a decision, you know, by maybe going to church or going to a conference or having a conversation with your grandmother in the kitchen or in the car riding with your
right.
parents, or a friend or even a stranger, someone that made an impact on the way you make your choices. You know, someone that you may have been thinking of things one way and someone completely changed your mindset for the better. You know, and I want you to think of a time where that has happened, because there's going to be somebody that attends this, and there's going to be something one of you guys say or somebody says. It may be a song that Sam Smite plays,
Right.
and they're going to leave changed based on that. It could be just one thing, and you'll never meet that person a day in your life, but you
Right.
changed their life.
Right.
So what's one thing, I'll start with you, JQ, of something someone told you or made an impact on how you make your choices?
I'll go back to, you know, a really long time ago in my life. I'm a single parent, and I was taking some courses in college, and one of my instructors just was really impactful to me by saying that, you know, JQ, the choices you make not only impact you and what you're doing right now, but they impact your daughter. They will change how your daughter sees things. They will change the life of your daughter. They will change what your daughter gets to experience, the opportunities that she's faced with, and will also change how she thinks and how she responds to life. And so that made a huge impact on me, because at the time, you know, I was going through understanding my role as a single parent and how I could fit that into, you know, being a successful parent. And when my professor said that to me, I was taking a psychology class, and when my professor said that to me, that literally just changed my whole thought pattern, because understanding that the choices we make are not always about us. More than none, they're about what's going to happen in the future, and they're going to impact more people than they are ourselves. And so that got me thinking about just a few things that I was changing right then and there, and how I was responding to the life and the situation that I was experiencing.
Ripple effects.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Minister Fred, how about you?
I'm thinking of two situations. I'm going to kind of do the one and it'll segue into the other. I was, at the time I was living in New Orleans. I was working as a chaplain, religious services at a juvenile prison. Doing what I do, you know, encouraging the guys. But one of the guys, and this is before Katrina, Hurricane Katrina, came up to me and was really ready to just be done with life. And we had a really deep conversation. And he said to me, he said, "Why should I even care? It doesn't matter, blah, blah, blah." And I shared some things with him. And then he said something to me. He said, "At this very moment, the reason why I'm not taking my life is because you value yours."
Wow.
That changed my trajectory.
Yeah.
So when I do hip hop, when I'm speaking, when I'm anything that has anything to do with No More Dirty, Strictly Jesus, working with community and at-risk communities, it is, I don't do entertainment, I don't do conferences, I don't do whatever it is people think I'm good at doing if it's not attached to a driven cause, if it's not driven by a mission, and if it, at the bottom line, it's not transforming lives for the better, beginning with me. Because that changed my trajectory, and that was prior to, after Katrina. He's doing well. He's a totally different person. But what if I never met him? He's still a totally different person.
Yeah.
Right.
And it impacted me, and I'm a totally different person.
Right.
For the right reasons.
Right.
You feel me?
Absolutely.
So this conference is that kind of conference. I wouldn't have done this if I had all these people not saying, hey man, we need to talk about this.
Right.
Absolutely.
The church is talking a little bit about it. The street is not talking about it. If they do, it's a different angle. And when it's in the street and they're talking about it, the question is still, so how do I do this, man? And still be me. So this is going to be that kind of conference.
And what was the second one? You mentioned that one led into the other.
The second one was, I was impacted by a kid who told me that he cared about me. And I was done working where I was done. And that changed my thinking that you don't do things just because it's the right thing to do only. You do things because God has placed you in a position where as they're impacted, I'm impacted.
Wow.
So I don't do shows.
Yeah.
I don't do TV, radio just to do it.
Yeah.
So I'm just not about stacking cash. I'm about building souls and making sure that everybody eats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's why I didn't do this by myself. That's why JQ is on board. That's we bringing somebody from California, PhD. This sister's been through some stuff like dealing with everything from asexual to LGBT to heterosexual to, let me explain something to you. This one right here, we're going to deal with love for what it is in principle,
Correct.
in practice, and in power.
And empower.
And who are some of the other speakers? Because we mentioned we got JQ,
Right.
And there's a couple other speakers.
Dr. Demisha Burns, she's coming from Oakland, California. She works,
Oaktown.
yeah, she works in the highest rank issues sexually you could imagine, from and the various communities.
Wow.
Then she's coming in, and then we also have Roger Martin Jr. He's going to talk about the concept of partly wrong, partly right. How the psyche, how faith, and how all of that impacts love, sex, and our choices. You don't just get up and do something. There's something in the mind that's moving and turking and talking by the time it gets to from the subconscious to conscious. So we got to figure out how this thing, endorphins, we got to figure this out practically, not just emotionally, medically, but practically. So when it gets to your head and you're trying to choose this day what you're going to do, it really makes sense.
How do you decide?
How do you decide
How
that?
do you decide?
Absolutely.
And then JQ, she's gonna nail it. You might as well. I'm not gonna. You tell it, and then we gonna have a panel.
Yeah, the panel. I think the panel.
Oh wait, go back and tell them. You got to give them a taste, yo. It's good.
Well, I'm just going to be presenting choices from, faith and fortitude. Again, when we have psyche, we have sometimes those thought patterns that we can't control. But faith and fortitude is how we actually learn to control and to choose based on our psychic, based on our situation, based on love, sex, relationships. And that takes practice. It's not something that just happens in life. It really takes execution, putting in the work, and putting in the practice on learning to choose based on the psyche, not because you know it's right, but because you want it to be right. You know, it's the right thing for you to do. It's the right thing for the people that are involved to do. And how do you do that? And so using the concept of faith and fortitude together is how making the choices that will benefit not just you, but everybody that surrounds you. Man,
It's crucial.
it's crucial.
It's crucial.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
another whole
And
level.
also, you got DJ Sam Smite performing.
I don't move. Listen, I nor we move without DJ Sam Smith.
Shout out to
the
DJ Sam
inspirational
Smite,
DJ.
the inspirational
Been running with
DJ.
that cat a long time. Top of the game and still humble.
Absolutely. Very humble. Very humble.
And then we have my man. This cat is a prolific dancer. Bringing a team from Chicago. We got a team coming in from Florida. We got a female that's got a presentation like North Carolina. Let me explain something. And all of this for $10.
Yeah. and this is going down October the 20th at the Mae Jemison Theater off of Pulaski Pike. You guys pull up to the Mae Jemison Theater October the 20th. It's only $10.
Yeah, so that's online.
Yeah,
It's
online.
Yeah.
And the day of, people, well, you're not going to show up the day of. You're going to go ahead and buy your tickets
You're
today.
gonna get it now.
Or buy them for somebody, because
Correct.
here we are
And that's
in
the thing.
the holiday season. You know, we got all these holidays stacked up. So what better way? Do something different. People tired of getting the same gift every year. You got aunts and uncles and cousins coming over. You're trying to get them out the house for a couple hours so you can get some rest. Go ahead and get them a couple tickets. Get them out the house for the evening. You need to come out as well, but it'd be a nice gift as well to give somebody. And come out yourself. You know, bring your nieces, nephews, and people that you think can handle that conversation or word about it and whatnot, and you want to help. You want to bring them out. You want to have that conversation. There's also resources that are going to be on site.
Correct. We'll have resources on site. We'll have the conference book, which is going to be the new book authored by Roger Martin Jr. It's called Partly Wrong, and it's an amazing book, like amazing. And then can I do a few shout outs?
Absolutely. That's
All
what we're
right.
here.
So want to do a shout out to our corporate sponsor, Mr. Smothers, Speaking Out News. Man, salute.
Yes.
Salute. This guy and his whole team has always been supportive. They helped us get a billboard. Salute. So you can check the billboard out. This lovely lady and this random guy will be on the billboard.
Hey.
University in Jordan.
Yeah.
You'll see it. I want to say a special thank you to JQ and Sunshine Enterprises, Always Fitness Defy. She's got me working on getting myself together, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Trying to get my life together. Pray for a brother. I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And then we're in Lifeway, Christian Bookstore. They will carry tickets too. They've always been on par, putting it out there. I want to thank you, T-Mill, for your organization, you know.
Yeah, we're just trying to,
I don't
again,
want to roll nowhere if you ain't doing this stuff. I mean, we got to start keeping this in the house, bro. We got to take care of the family. You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
We do.
And make sure you guys, again, you can come to Lifeway Christian Bookstore right here on University
Right here,
Drive.
right here, bro.
Right here.
Right here.
You know, oh, you got tickets right here?
Got tickets right now.
Pull up and
bro.
go ahead and get your tickets. Or if you see these guys out, see them out and about, hit them up on Facebook. Hit me up on Facebook. I didn't mean to hit the mic, but hit me up and we will get out there to get you your tickets, all right?
We'd also like to share that if you are not available to attend the event, you can definitely go online to eventbrite.com, and in the notes you can type in donation,
Correct.
you can type
Correct.
in sponsor a child, sponsor someone that wants to come, because your support is important. We want everyone that is able to attend this event, because word is bond, and the more unity we have, the more infectious we can be in our community. So thanks for your support.
Yeah, in advance.
Eventbrite.com, and if you can't make it available for someone else to attend.
And then you can also go to the website, our website, nomoredirty.org as well. So, I mean, you know, let's do this. Let's do this. We talk about we want to be better. We want to be healthier. We want to have a holistic approach. We want to be able to have those tough conversations. This is the conference for you where you don't necessarily have to have the conversation. You can be a part of the conversation.
Yeah, and it's
then
a
you can
conversation
say-
you're going to
You're
have.
going to have.
You're going to have it eventually with someone or with yourself. Hopefully you don't have it with yourself for a long, long, long time
Yeah,
without
please.
speaking to
If
somebody
you do,
else.
we have a resource for you.
We do.
So-
CEUs.
Yeah, oh, that's right, thank you. And for the professional, because the last time we did the conference, it was amazing, and they were like, hey, what about for the professional community? We will provide CEUs for this conference. Those will be an additional $10 for that. And you can do that at the conference. Also, you'll be able to do some really great stuff, and they'll get you the list. You sign off, no problem. We have that. So whether it's professional, personal, whether it is something that is dealing with corporate, you definitely come out. Come out. I mean, Jemison High School has a brand new auditorium. It's the Dr. Mae Jemison
It's
Theater.
dope, yeah.
Amazing facility. And here's the beautiful thing. We're going to take some of those proceeds and we're going to give it to the school.
Wow.
So the check is going to be written to Jemison High School.
Yeah, so y'all got to make them look good. Everybody's got to show up. We got to pack out the door,
You know what I'm saying?
all the way to the parking lot where
In
you're
our
peeking in the
In
door.
our community.
That's the wonderful thing about doing it in our community and having control over where that donation
Correct.
goes, where the money goes, is because it's not going to a pot and then someone else is deciding how it's going to affect our
Correct.
community. We have decided that we want to infect our community, our people, the people that we will be speaking to in
That's
that
it.
day. And so your donations and all of your support is necessary because our community is going to be directly affected by your support.
And it's a tax write-off. So if that's an issue, you got that. And the bigger picture is we're going to be able to help our schools better themselves academically. We're going to create some clubs, some mentorings on Fridays. And actually, the principal is full throttle, man. We having a great conversation. So we're working through this thing. Jemison is going to be the bomb. It's already hot. But when we talk about taking those grades to academic standards of excellence, and then talk about character development and teaching them how to be leaders at 15 and ninth grade and 16 and 17, by the time they get to the end of their high school run, they'll be ready to go and get that higher education. And they'll go to the Ivy League school because the grades will be ready, they'll be prepared, they'll understand what it takes to be successful in a 21st century world. So that's we want to bring that approach to purity, being able to overcome obstacles, dealing with recovery, and how to move on and successfully from sexual history and sexual past.
And there's also going to be testing on site.
Yeah,
as well.
so we have that,
there's-
and then we're also, for those we'll have a location because some people may not want to do that on site.
Well,
We'll
or at
have
least
the-
the
we'll have-
ability
we will have the
to-
resource
yeah,
for
the
them to
resource
do
for them
that.
to do it, yeah.
Because we've had some folk say, hey, we want to just get the information and take our group. I'm like, cool. Just come on and you get it when you come.
Absolutely. Well, you guys, this is going down October the 20th at Mae Jemison Theater at 5 p.m. We're going to say 4:30. So 4:30 p.m., Mae Jemison Theater, October the 20th. Come out, bring a friend, bring a neighbor, bring someone you just met yesterday, today, whenever you're watching this. Bring the person standing right next to you.
Listen,
Invite
I want
them.
the club out there. I want all churches out there. I want block dudes. I want sisters just trying to figure it out. Dudes trying to figure it out. Just come.
Pull up.
Pull up, let's be about it. About it.
All right. Well, this is another episode of In Tune with T-Mail. You guys can also tune into the No More Dirty Radio show on Sundays on We Up with Minister Fred and DJ Sam Smite.
And Coach Joe.
And Coach Joe. Coach Joe, I've got to get
And the
Coach Joe on the
Queens, who's
show.
gonna probably be on there with us. And then my man, we just
You can also pull up to the No More Dirty room where they're going to be doing karate, martial arts, and all that good stuff. That's how he knows all that. So I just want to put that out there. All right, this is professional. You know,
Yeah.
it's that chair food. You know what I mean? All right. So we'll see you guys on the next episode, and also make sure you follow Miss JQ Now, jqnow.com, to keep up with JQ and all the great things that she's doing. You can hear her on Saturday nights producing on Valley Sounds. Every Saturday night on WLRH, and I will be on there as well. But we will see you when we see you.
salute.
All
Jemison, baby.
Yeah. Bada bing.